How y'all doing out there? Thank y'all for watching the G Rich Show. I'm your host, the one and only Granville Richardson. Today, I know I say I have a special guest every time, but hey, I am super excited to have this woman in the building with me today. She do everything. She sew. She's a hell of a painter. She do work on the farm, the whole nine. Y'all got to give it up to my homie, Simone the mother. Simone, I was finna say Simone the motherfucking artist. Simone the artist. Y'all give it up, man.
We're cool with the motherfucking
I appreciate you coming through. Heck yeah. Like I don't really get excited. I don't get excited for interviews too much, but when I scrolled your Instagram and I'm looking at I've never interviewed a painter, and you can tell I'm giddy. I'm giddy as hell today.
I love it. I'm excited. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for
I
inviting me.
appreciate you coming. I
Of
appreciate you
course.
coming. Now, the first question I ask every guest is, what city you from? Tell them what side of town you from, and what high school you graduated from.
All right. I'm from the east side of Charlotte.
Oh, hey, East Side Chevy Rider.
And I went to Rocky River High School. That's where I went.
Okay.
Yes. When it first opened with Huff High School in 2010. That's where I went.
Okay. How was that? So you was a part of you was the first class to graduate?
Yeah.
I did the same thing at Philip O'Berry. We was the first class to
God.
get. So when y'all came in, was it just like 9th and 10th, or they had?
They had all of them. They had I think they had 9th to 12th. That's right.
Dang, that's crazy. So you came in at 9th and stayed the whole
Whole time.
man.
Whole time. I mean, fortunately and unfortunately.
For you didn't like it out there?
Nah, I mean it was straight. Yeah, it was straight. It's a whole story, but it was straight.
What happened? What's the story? Give me the tea while I sip my tea. What was the tea?
I mean, Rocky River was straight. It was just lit, but it was just so crazy that Huff opened at the same time because the environments were completely different. Like, you go to a school where they, like, just doing crazy shit every day, and then, Huff is just, like, this bougie school that has all this access to all these things, and they start at the same time, so it was crazy how it was completely different, just being offered, like, different supplies, and I'm sure they had better computers and all types of stuff like that. It kind of just left us where we was at and then put Independence kids and Butler kids and whoever in that school.
It was like I feel like sometimes they take all the bad kids from each school and it was like, we shipping y'all ass off. We getting y'all up out of here.
And that's what Rocky River was. That's literally what they did. But, I mean, I love that school. Like, I mean, it was dope being there. My mom has a giant piece in the library that she painted with the Raven, which was the mascot. So it's pretty cool seeing her do that.
Hold up. So your mom dupes paint too?
Yeah, my mom's always been creative. She was in the army, but she's a teacher, and then she's always like just experimented with like. Right now, she does like woodworking and stuff like that. But she's always been a great painter. Like, and her realism is really dope. And then yeah, so I mean, just being around her and being creative, and my dad pushing me to like keep being creative because he's not really,
He don't. He not.
yeah.
He just us men. We just be working. We just get to the work. That's it. We ain't doing nothing.
He like, I get you your paint, your brushes, but I don't know nothing about that. But yeah, no, it was dope. Like seeing my mom's piece in there, I think that was like one of the first moments I was like, wow, like it's like a real thing.
So tell me, is that the first time that you like fell in love with painting and art? Was painting your first time? Was your first form of art or creativity was painting, or?
I don't know, but I've always been interested in animals. So I went to school and I got an animal science degree, but then it kind of like shifted because I always work with my hands. So that's where the animal thing came into play. And then one thing, which is real specific, I never really told nobody, but since I was so interested in animals, birds specifically, like I would read through the books and be able to draw like every feather and stuff like that.
Good
So that's
night.
how I kind of transitioned more into the art thing and going away from like ornithology, which is the birds. But no, like I guess everything kind of just mushed together.
I'm trying to tell you, your shit dope though. Your shit dope. Hey, I know I'm cutting my questions all the way. My favorite painting that you got, where's what I wrote down? Favorite paint. I think it's called Grow with the head and the
The
water
tree.
and the tree with the hand.
Yeah.
That's fire.
That's fire that you know the name. I love that. Nah, that piece like that also comes from me like working with animals and being in nature. Like I've always like being in nature. And so like the thing with the trees and stuff, that's something that I want to incorporate into all my pieces. especially the hands as well, because there's a African American artist, Charles White, that I learned about a little bit in school, and his emphasis was on hands and like the emotions, but his is more so like black and white. And I just loved how he enlarged them, but then also like was able to turn them and stuff, and then within that piece grow. I feel like the hand is really important in showing like support. And
Because
so
I even noticed, like, even in the background, it was more hands. Like, I was like,
you
that's
saw
fire.
that? Okay.
I'm looking. For sure, I'm looking.
No, that's dope. You see that? No, because it's really like that piece is all about community. And it's also all my pieces are about women empowerment. So it's always I'll try to have males like as I develop, but right now it's really focused on like women empowerment, especially black women, because I feel like those are the women that like push me up, like my friends, like even me seeing them do their own thing, but then also pushing me as an artist because they know I'm not like really conventional when it comes to like working for like a certain job. Like I don't mind it and I will do it, but they know I'm like a creative person.
I know you. So you like, I ain't really trying to. I feel you. Like when you a creative, like you can't box me in at a job. You gonna make me spend up all my time 40, 50 hours a week. You gonna kill my creative.
That's basically it. Like, and then I noticed like I've been working like a lot of overnight jobs, just like, trying to make it happen and stuff, but I don't know. I kind of turned into a thing where I had to suck it up, but then every time I'm at work, I'm thinking of new ideas and stuff like that.
Like, man, fuck y'all job. I quit. Let one person say the wrong shit to me, I'm walking about this bitch.
I'm out. Nah, for real. Nah,
Hey, Simone, how you doing? Man, fuck you. I'm going.
I want to fucking think. I don't want to be here. That's literally it.
But I also seen on your Instagram, you're a North Carolina A&T alumni.
Yes, I am.
Hey.
Boo, 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 boo.
Tell me about A&T now. Anybody that you graduated from A&T?
I sure did. I
Man.
graduated from the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural Technical State University.
Boy, she put the whole thing on there.
Okay, because that's what we do. That's what Aggies do. No, I loved A&T, honestly. Like, a lot of people came from Charlotte, but then I was also able to meet a bunch of people that were in Charlotte that I never knew. But then also, like, I met my best friend there. And stuff like that. Today's actually her birthday, but yeah, I love her.
Happy
so much.
happy
Happy
what's,
birthday.
what's your best friend?
Her name is Morgan.
Morgan, happy birthday.
Woo, Morgan.
Now, I always say anybody that can graduate from A&T, they got a strong mind because that is party school central. So congratulations to the last guy I had come on. He graduated from A&T too, but he said it took him a little bit longer to get up out of there.
No, I ain't gonna hold you. I stayed a little extra year or whatever, but it was definitely worth it. Like I said, I met my best friend there. We both were in Webb Hall, which is the animal science program. And so it was really fun being there. But then also, like, while I was there, to be honest, I was still focused on being a creative because I originally wanted to go for art. But you know how that goes. Sometimes people want to say, yeah, you can go, but then also they're like, I'm not really going to tell you that it's going to be easy if you don't choose the right major. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of stuck with animal science. But like, even like I told you, like I do the photography thing. So I know like when I was in the room with my best friend, like I would just take a white sheet and put it on the door, and that's how I would do my backdrops for my pictures. So I never really had like, the best materials or anything, but I just know, I knew I wanted to create. Like, I just knew I had to. So I was always the one doing the photo shoots. Like, whoever knew me, they know I either draw something for them. Like, for Valentine's Day, people asked me to draw stuff, and then doing, like, graduation shoots. But it was so crazy because, like, I wasn't really promoting myself as an artist, but people, like, knew me. Like,
That's the girl that do art right there.
Like, even if you didn't like me, like, even in, like, a high school, middle school, like, you knew I was, like, a creative over anything. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Now, I seen you do, what's this? Teach sketchbook plus journaling creative camp.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I've been an educator since about 2017. And so one thing I always wanted to push was accessibility through art education. But also now more of the focus is around mental health because I've learned how to develop a curriculum for the youth for them to be able to understand that. And so basically the McCall Center, I was actually able to go there twice this year.
Okay.
Well, last year because it's a new year now, but I was able to go there twice last year and do the sketchbook and creativity journaling camp. And we basically focused on making self-portraits, so social emotional learning portraits. And so that's basically what that was about. And that's a program that I push, and I'm trying to get, into CMS and stuff
Okay.
like that.
They need to have stuff like that in CMS. I
Definitely.
feel like they just cutting all the stuff for the kids, like all the extracurricular, and that's what's making the kids go. You gotta give them something to do.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then like even my own experiences working within CMS, like that's something that pushed it even more, because it's like one thing that I created was this journal to help the kids that get sent like to the office, because they always send the kid to the office or with this one adult that walks around with the kids all day.
The administrator.
Right.
Yeah.
They have to go to the administrator all day. So it's like instead of doing that, I created this journal to where it starts with the affirmation. So you'll have an affirmation in the book, and then you can either visually or journal out how you feel.
Okay.
Because all kids, they don't know how to write or spell, and also the language barrier thing too. But a lot of kids know how to draw. And so also within working for Our Bridge for Kids, which is a nonprofit that's on Shamrock, actually.
Say that again?
Our Bridge for Kids.
Okay. Yeah.
They're an amazing nonprofit after school program that's on the east side of Charlotte. And they basically service refugee and immigrant families. They give them dinners and stuff like that. They give them access to transportation, because sometimes that's the biggest thing. But then we also, I don't work there anymore, but I love that job so much. That's the only job I stayed at. I was there for about 6 or 7 years.
Oh yeah, that was a jump
that was
right
my
there.
thing. Yeah, no, I loved it, because like working one-on-one with the kids and like working with their emotions, that's one reason why I like that job, because they don't want you to just have the kids come and then like leave.
Yeah.
It's not really a babysitting thing. It's more of like a one-on-one thing, like help the kid develop, help them learn how to read and things like that. And I thought that was really important. And then they also they knew I was an artist too. Like ever since I've been there, they knew I was gonna do art. And so a lot of them still support me to this day. And so they allow me to take my creative abilities and like use it with the kids, and stuff like that. So that's like the journaling stuff like that, just to like full circle back around. That's something I want to push.
That's dope.
Thank you.
Now I told you what my favorite painting that you did that I like. What's your favorite painting that you painted? I know that's probably that's almost like asking a rapper, what's your favorite song? Like, what's that painting that just stands out to you that's your favorite?
I think that one right there is definitely
That
because
y'all go see it in a second. That shit fire.
She was one of my favorites because she was like one of the first ones I like fully completed. Kind of completed. She still got to be worked on. But one piece that I'm working on right now, her name is Journey. And I always call them her and stuff like that because they're pieces of me and things like that. So I want to like make a connection. But yeah, I really like her a lot. It's more so, it's not like really sad or anything, but it's like now when people look at it, they get this feeling of like a change and stuff like that. So I think the one that I'm working on right now called Journey.
I feel like it's like a woman with nature with the dreads and the sunset and shit. I'm telling you, sometimes people can make art and you get 4-5 different opinions of what they think about the art. You know what they psyche is. So what was your mind frame when you was painting that right there?
I was actually in this transformative period. So her name is Move. I was in this transformative period where I had to make a decision. And that's why I told you, like, I want to do the podcast, because this one right here really is about me remembering my path as an artist, remembering my purpose of who I am, period. And then also, like, recognizing where I am right now as far as my talent, my skill, what I'm willing to do, and what I'm able to do for myself.
For sure.
And so that was the portals are representative of like people and things pulling you back or forward, and you kind of have to make a choice.
That's what the hand is. I seen another one of your paintings, I think, and they was trying to pull. No, it was hands coming out the ceiling. Yeah. Oh man, I think while the person was asleep or something or in the bed.
Yeah, she was sleeping. Yeah, that was me. That was my first self-portrait. So yeah, it's just called self-portrait number 1. She was just in the show with QC Family Tree actually.
Oh man.
And yeah, so the show was basically, it's called Who Am I by Juan. And all of us kind of created pieces about like who we are as people, who we are as artists, and then like, even like our past selves and things like that. And so that piece you're talking about was it's a really deep piece.
I looked and I was like, man.
Yeah, I actually cried when I was drawing that piece because I was in class. Yes, so if you want to hear the story.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
We here to talk.
Basically like those hands. So I was telling you about Charles White, and this is what I was learning about him. But I was also in like a drawing class, so I was learning to develop my skill. But when I was drawing those hands and trying to compare myself to Charles White, it was like I was getting so frustrated. And this was like in the middle of class, like I'm crying in the middle of class, like it's tears on that paper for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I really wanted to do the art thing for real, and I felt like if I wasn't gonna get it right, this was my last thing.
See. When you hard on yourself like that, that means you really, really love what you're doing, because you're not trying to put out nothing nonchalant or subpar. And that, man, hold on. We're gonna go ahead and show y'all this right now. We're gonna go ahead and show y'all this now.
Yes, I love her.
So they can see exactly what we're talking about. That's fine.
This is my girl.
And what's the name of this paint one more time?
She is called Move. So the hair and the dress is more so representational of the movement. And then also these hands, and then like the red and the colors and stuff like that. A lot of my stuff is about mental health, which when we get to that story, you're gonna understand. Like, I think deeply when I think about my pieces. So these hands over here are kind of ghostly because you don't know what's in your future. But this one right here is real firm on her shoulder, like, where are you going? Because sometimes it's like ourself holding us back, but then also the things that we're used to. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes those things aren't necessarily bad, but it's like you do got to make a choice. Every time you lose something, it's not necessarily going to be because it's good or bad. It's just because you got to lose it.
You gotta let it go.
You got to let it go.
Like her green hair, is that like nature or something?
Yes.
I'm feeling like some nature vibes with her hair.
Yes, no, it definitely is, and that's why I said I always want to represent who I am, because like through my lock journey, like that taught me a lot about myself, having like my locks were like this big. So, you know, just growing confidence through that. And then of course, yeah, they are green because it's one of my favorite colors, but also because of nature. But that's why I say you'll see her and then green locks throughout a lot of my pieces. And I'm gonna have a show this year.
I'm coming.
I hope
I'm
you do.
there.
It's gonna be lit.
That's not cap. That's not cap. I am coming. I seen you even have painting silks. I'm like, shit.
Yes, we got it all. And when you see the whole collection, because I'm dropping one collection, they're all going to have like a variation of these locks in their hair. And so, yeah, I think it's just really important for Black people to see ourselves in these spaces. And then a lot of my stuff is reflective off the Renaissance time period, too, because it showed like a lot of, you know, people that were not us. And so now I want to put those great gold frame pieces into, you know, us being represented now.
Okay. Let me be careful with this. Let me be careful
Precious
with this.
cargo.
I'm telling you. You see how I'm holding it?
Nah, for real. I appreciate that.
I don't even want my fingers to touch like that. Like Erica Badu, she said, you know I'm sensitive about my shit.
And am, okay? That's a fact. No, that's dope. Oh, and she also has those pointed ears because I do Afro-futuristic type of things. So coming up with a novel and stuff like that is going to be around that.
Now, look, I heard you just say, locks. Now, I had on this piece of paper, dreads or locks. Now, can you tell the people the difference between, because I know some people, if you say, bro, I like your dreads, they're not dreads.
They're not dreads.
So what's the difference between dreads and locks?
To be honest, for me, it wasn't really a big thing, but then when I made it my mission to have locks, I had to make it my mission to make sure people were addressing them correctly. Just because I do feel like it's important after I learned what it was about. But locks is it's a better definition compared to dreads because, you know,
ain't nothing dread sound dreadful like.
Exactly. You know how they try to make everything that's black is bad, but everything that's not is, you know. That's why it's like when white people called our hair dreadful, that's what that was for. But they're called locks because they're not dreadful. They're just locking up on our hair, and our hair is beautiful regardless. So that's basically where it came from. You know, just people trying to down talk what we have, even though they still try to take it.
Yeah, they want. They be wanting dreads bad than a motherfucker. I'm telling that shit don't even be looking right. Take that shit out your damn head, boy. What's wrong with you? We on here looking like a damn fool.
And it's like, it's okay, but you're literally trying to copy me, but calling my hair dreads. You know what I'm saying?
And calling my hair nappy. And
yeah, so that's why it's like, you know, you just got to respect people. And, you know, some people that have locks, they don't mind you saying dreads, but I think it's really important for me if I'm gonna push a message to be correct about it and knowledgeable about it and
For
things
sure.
like that.
For sure. Because somebody told me, like, Medusa was like an actual person, but those wasn't snakes. They were dread.
You
But
know,
they
it's
were
so,
locks.
it's so crazy you said that because
Yeah.
I just had that conversation with somebody 2 weeks ago because I was gonna work on a Medusa piece.
Oh, that's going to...
So that's literally what we're talking about because they were saying like and I technically I think I kind of believe that just because like Greek mythology, a lot of these things are like you know all these things are
They come from... Don't you can go. I already know what you about to say. They stole the shit.
they stole
the shit.
They stole the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I could understand how the story of Medusa, because I even like I love Greek mythology and stuff like that. And I just love learning about it. And but the story of Medusa is just so crazy how they isolated her sisters and things like that. But it's all based off of a man not accepting no for an answer. So basically,
I didn't even know that.
So basically, one of the gods went and they basically raped her.
Oh shit.
Yes. And so basically after that, they try to like shun her and stuff like that, and her sisters weren't feeling it, so then they shunned all of them because the sister's not just gonna let.
Nah, we ain't letting that ride.
Exactly. So that's why she ended up like killing all these men because that's what a man did to her. And so that's why her hair like turned into snakes and stuff like that. But when you understand it, it's like they always try to make black people look so evil and stuff like that. So I could see how Medusa could be a black woman with locks because they're very afraid of us.
And there you have it. She broke that thing down for us, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, I done learned something today. Now, with painting, like, could you tell me your Mount Rushmore of painters?
Oh, I like that question. Okay. That is a hard question, but I'll say Kehinde Wiley, of course.
Mm-hmm.
He's an amazing artist. His pieces are huge. They're probably about like 20 feet long, and they have pieces that reflect like black people, like in the Renaissance type of vibe and things like that. So if you haven't seen his pieces, definitely go look at that. Charles White, like I said,
Okay.
because he highlighted black people, especially during the times like what's that? I'm just gonna skip over that, but he basically he still reflected black people in a time like during the sharecropper times and things like that. He still was able to reflect them in like a powerful way, and like I said, even though it was black and white, the hands were still strong and things like that. Another artist that I like, I don't know. I like a couple of Renaissance artists. I can tell you recent artists now that I like.
Yeah, who you like
today? What is their name? Now my hand is blanking now that you are asking me questions.
Shoot, if you can't figure that, we'll come back to it. You got any local artists that you fuck with that you can name?
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to think of. It's a lot of artists that I like that are up and coming in Charlotte. Umayo is she's a Indian artist, and she does like a lot of things around mental health. Yes, she's amazing. She's very kind. I know Ingrid Swanson. She's another artist that I like a lot. She does like a lot of sculptures and stuff like that. I know there's a youth artist. Her name is Haley. She's amazing. She had a billboard last year, which was really cool. And she does a lot of awesome things. And then Santana, she is another youth artist. She goes to Gaston. And she's really dope. She does portraits and stuff like that too. But I mean, if y'all watching this, I can't name all of you, so please don't.
Yeah, hey, don't be hitting up. You ain't even fucking say me, bro. I put her on the spot, so hey, y'all gotta deal with it. Now, when you making a paint like this, what are some of the essential things you need? What do you need? Some good music? I seen you with the cup of wine, and what do you need before you make a paint? And what kind of zone are you in? Like,
that's a great question. A lot of these pieces that I'm making, like I said, are about my mental health. So sometimes they are created out of a moment of chaos in my life or like deep depression and anxiety. And when we go back to that piece is about like sleep anxiety and stuff. The one with the hands reaching over.
Boy,
We'll
I probably sleep 5 hours a day. 5 hours. That's it, and I'm up for the.
Okay. it's too much. It be too much in the world going on. So yeah, a lot of my pieces are reflective of like a real struggle, you know. And so sometimes the reason I give them like the hers and things like that is because they really have helped me through moments of time in my life, and it's like they have real feeling inside of them, just because like I know what I was going through at that moment, whether it was good or bad. But definitely some music. I know it might sound weird, but I kind of do like listening to like a little trap music. Just to, like,
Oh,
get
she
going.
trapping in the painting. She trapping in painting. She in there listening to Gucci Man while she making these beautiful
You
paintings.
know, some money bag, yo. Turn on
What?
some Doms. Turn on some Glock. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all here? Hey, Moneybag, yo, you need to come get one of these paintings, bruh.
Come get one.
I'm telling you.
Or Ari, you can come.
Yeah,
get one.
come get a painting. Anybody, Arrogant Tate, any of you shit, we don't give a damn.
Hello.
Hey, now, you got me lost. You got me lost. I done already asked you what kind of music you listen to. Now, I'm finna hit you with one.
Oh, wait, hold on. I do love Nicki too. Nicki Minaj, I love you so.
You better say you love Nicki or
Pink
she go.
Friday 2 is the shit, queen.
That's your CD right now. That's
I
what you
love
rocking.
it. Oh my god, I've
You
been
go-
playing it every day since it came out. Barbie Dangerous.
Are you going? I know she going on tour.
She is. It's in March actually.
Look,
so.
she coming to Charlotte, right?
Yes, she is.
You
So,
gone, ain't you?
I have
She part of the bars.
gotta put in them hours, you know, put in them overnight hours and get
Heck
that
yeah.
ticket.
Now, I like to ask random questions on this
Okay.
show. And today's random question, in the news lately, Taraji P. Henson had a falling out with the... yes, I'm going to ask you about it. Recently in the news, Taraji P. Henson had a rough with, like, Hollywood because she's saying that they haven't been paying her properly. Which I think is some BS because I seen that she did the movie with Brad Pitt and they paid him $10 million and only paid her $100 million. With you being a strong black woman, how do you feel about that?
I feel like it's nothing new. I feel like she's just saying something, and I still don't feel like people are really taking her that seriously. I feel like she's putting herself on the line like we do many a times and kind of being a sacrificial lamb, because you don't know what she's losing. Like, you don't know what opportunity she's losing out on just by saying this, just by speaking up and stuff like that. And so I do think sometimes it is our purpose to stand up for that. But I also think that when you learn that might be your purpose to put yourself on the line, that you got to be willing to like lose some things. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's dope that she's saying that. And I mean, like, even I seen this comment the other day. There was like she had to drive herself to work, and people was in the comments mad at her. I'm like, she's Taraji P. Henson. Why should she have to drive herself to work?
They be trying to downplay it. I'm like, man, how many? But I'm like, Monique Ben said that. So how many more people are y'all underpaying like that?
Everybody getting underpaid. But you know what's crazy? It's like I wonder if the black men are getting underpaid too. You know
Probably
what I'm saying?
so.
But it's like, if they're getting underpaid, why you not speaking up too? Like, why does it have to be the black women to say something for people to get it? And then it's like people not getting it. They just, I feel like now they're just, like I said, she's just a sacrificial lamb, and there's no telling what's going to happen for her. But I think she knew that before. That's why she's on all these platforms crying. Like, she's like, you know what? This is what I had to do. And it probably hurts her that she got to do that because she loves acting.
She love it.
She's amazing.
She said she was gonna she was gonna just leave. I think 50 Cent finna hook her up though.
And I was finna say that too. I was like, yeah, she might lose some opportunities, but 50 Cent gonna pick that up, and
he gonna
I hope
pay.
he really do. Yeah, he pays for real, and that's one thing. Like, I love 50. I love him for one. I love him, but I just love how he supports like the black community in general. Like, people can talk shit, like all that Ja Rule shit, and yeah, he's a bullshitter, but at the end of the day, he does like put his money where his mouth is, and even though he talks shit, he really just don't like these people that he don't like, and that's okay.
You see how he was talking shit on Diddy.
Oh,
He
God.
been talking. I ain't even gonna get into that right now.
When he posted that video,
You
that
seen
man
that?
singing. That was hilarious. That's why I'm like, oh God. But I'm like, 50, you better be quiet for somebody to get on you now. Just be quiet, because there's no way you know all this information you did.
You might. He was in the room looking. What y'all over there doing in that goddamn corner, boy?
He like, all right, I'm out.
Exactly. Hey, Denzel told I just seen this. Denzel told one of them young what's the boy that played in Big Mama's house too. I forgot Brandon T. Jackson. Mm-hmm. Him and Brandon T. Jackson was at like a Hollywood party, and he looked at Brandon T. Jackson and say, "You need to leave. I leave this party before the devil come, and you should too."
Amen. And as you should.
As you should. I ain't trying to see no freaky shit at all.
Okay. He said he got to go. He not trying to sell his soul. Y'all better listen to Cat Williams. It is not worth it. You better keep it going.
Did Cat Williams not go in?
Yo, it was so great. That was amazing.
49 million views. 49 million views in like a week. Cat was out there just talking shit on everybody.
I swear to God, Shannon Sharp don't know if it's good or bad at this point. He like,
oh, come on, Cat. Come on, Cat. I'm like, Shannon, bro, you acting like you surprised, like you don't know some, like, bro, don't act too surprised.
Come on,
we know you know.
Okay, you done been on at least one party, bro. Come on now.
Come on, Skip.
I swear, when we had to take that sip of drink like 3 times, he was like, all right. He was going to ask the question, then he went back. He was like, hold on. He had to keep drinking.
Cat put it on him.
He
now,
did.
Let me ask you about your paint and sip. I also seen you do paint and sips.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about that. How did you get into that right there?
So we do paint and sips at the Gallery Gastonia. The lyricist I was telling you about, Reasons Brown, like he owns a gallery.
Man, shout out you, bro. I'm trying to
shout out
interview you too.
Reasons Brown. He is fire. Make sure y'all follow him. The music is coming. The art is coming. He's just an all around awesome creative and great entrepreneur and just great person in general. And he actually gave me the opportunity to curate last year at his gallery. So that's how I was able to get into curating. But yeah, so they do the paint and sips there. We have the mommy and me sipping paints. So the kids, like, they come in there with their mom and they get to do the painting and stuff like that.
That's
so
dope.
Yeah, no, it's really awesome. One of the art teachers, they're a couple, so they do the painting and sips together. But I definitely, like, it's really enjoyable. And then I've been doing like these little canvas kits, like for kids parties, just like customizable ones where there's like affirmations or like Disney characters and stuff like that.
Like, that's your second time saying affirmations. Can you tell the people how important affirmations are?
Affirmations are so important because when you don't have nobody else, you got yourself in these words, whether you can speak or think or whatever, or write it down. Affirmations are just so important. Just to say to yourself, you don't even got to believe that shit. Okay, you do not have to believe it right at that moment, but as long as you keep saying, you will believe it.
I say that shit and I believe that shit with the... I got a little book like I got from off of... I know you seen that little book off the Manifest book off of TikTok.
Yes.
I went and got one. So every day it give you... You got to write 3 affirmations in the morning, 3 affirmations in the afternoon, and 3 in the morning, 6 in the afternoon, and 9 at nighttime.
Oh, you got to triple it up.
It's
okay.
the 3-6-9. That's why I put my stones in a 3-6-9 method. It's the 3-6-9 method.
Y'all, he put these crystals on here for real, and it was really dope. I'm like, the energy is flowing for real, and it's a method behind it.
I'm telling you, people. One person came in here was like, "Is that voodoo?" I about kicked their ass out.
Man, if y'all don't stop with that voodoo shit, bro. The shit exists regardless. Okay,
I'm telling you. Now I looked on your I keep saying I looked on your Instagram. Of course I looked on your Instagram. I seen your birthday is August 28th, so you a goddamn on vicious Virgo out here.
I am. My birthday, yes. I am a vicious Virgo. I thought I was a Leo for a little bit just because it's
Me
like
too.
I'm on the cusp. I'm like right there. So it's like a few days off, but you know, I'm a Virgo, you guys. And,
one thing I know about Virgos, goddamn, when they find something that they like, they do that. Like all the Virgos I know, they get to it. They real business oriented. They like when they find something that they really like, they
get on it.
So I expect you to be getting that bread soon.
Sheesh. Yeah, I'm trying to get that money. Yeah, but for real, one of my goals this year is be financially stable. Like, I'm tired of trying to worry about shit. But like you said, like, Virgos, like, we are very intentional. But my thing is I plan. But now I have to, get it done. Let's in the words of my friend, let's execute. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And so, yeah, Virgos are great at getting this shit done. Get you a Virgo friend.
Get you a Virgo. She ain't lying. Get you a Virgo friend. Now let me I ask this question to comedians. I be like, what is the Charlotte comedy scene missing? With you being a painter, what is the Charlotte art scene missing?
Inclusivity. Meaning we need to be more community oriented when it comes to this. And I don't want to shake the room with that a little bit, but I just feel like,
Nah, shake this bitch.
like I said, I might have to take that on, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, like my biggest thing stepping into art has always been making art accessible and inclusive, meaning make it affordable for people, not as far as like selling your paintings for cheap, but make it affordable for kids to have the correct materials that they need in schools to paint high quality things or do high quality projects. Don't just give them a paper and pencil, expect them to become this amazing artist if we're really trying to foster their futures. And when I say inclusive, make it so that just because you can do super dope realism, if you're not like really creative, if you're not really stepping behind it and supporting other artists, it's kind of like, okay, what are you doing? And it's okay to like be there for yourself, but as far as if you're talking about community and things like that, like, I don't feel like it's wrong to share certain information. I don't feel like it's wrong to tell them go to this direct person to figure out where you want to go get your prints done. Don't be scared to like help other artists create their resume, their curriculum vitae, their cover letter, things like that. Like I feel like it's so like you have to pay for all this information.
People gatekeeping on the art.
Hey, listen, man.
people gatekeeping on the art.
Gatekeeping is an interesting word. I don't think it's necessarily anything wrong with gatekeeping if you're gatekeeping a supportive community. But if you're gatekeeping because of, levels that may exist in your head, then that's something different. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of is. And it's not like it's a terrible thing because, everybody has to, you got to work for that spot. But I also feel like people have to think past Charlotte. Like, that's what I want artists to start thinking about, too. Think past Charlotte, because whenever you get to a certain point in any area, it doesn't matter where you are, when you get to a certain point, it's kind of like you can't really grow anymore. And it's like, if you want to be a big fish, that's okay, but let's be a big fish that wants to help other big fish around them and then bring up the little fish. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so, like, against helping people because you think they finna get to your level. Because I know me, I'm going to get to that level regardless.
For sure. And that's an affirmation that we believe for sure.
We believe for sure. And, I just want artists to believe in themselves. And I feel like the biggest thing that's kind of sad, like, is that if artists don't feel included, that they lose their motivation to create. And I've seen that, like, people just feel like, their art's not good enough based off of whoever said their art wasn't good enough.
But I'm like, I can't imagine somebody saying your art not good enough because it's your art and it's coming from your perspective. So how you gonna tell me what's dope to me?
Yeah, and I mean, it depends on what sector you in, because sometimes art is real specific too.
Mm-hmm.
There's like contemporary art, abstract art, realism, surrealism, and it's like,
what's your style?
My style?
If you had to put your style in one sentence, what would be your style?
My style is Afro surrealism centered around mental health and women's empowerment in one sentence.
Boom, yeah. Boom, yeah. She done said women's empowerment a lot on here. I need every lady that's watching, y'all need to support Simone the artist for real. Men too.
Yeah, and that's one thing I do want to say. Like, when I say women's empowerment, sometimes it may be taken as, because it has been, taken as, forget the men, but it's not really. And also,
I feel like y'all been
society.
put on. I feel like women been, especially black women, been put on the back burner
long enough.
Ain't.
Hello, it's our turn. It's our
goddamn
turn.
Right.
It's our turn to stand on that shit, and that's really. I'm sorry, I said that shit hard. It's time to stand on that shit for real.
Standing on business.
Okay, and I think we have to, because I think naturally we're powerful beings, like black women ourselves, not negating anybody else, but just to centralize it on us. Like, we are naturally powerful beings, and I think sometimes we try to sit on the back burner because people can't take how strong we are and how strong we show up in a space. And sometimes we don't even have to talk, and then when we step in a room, it's like everybody knows what the fuck is going on.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? That's just what it
Anybody that feels some type of way about that, I feel like you kind of lame, bruh.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't ever want to take away from black men, because I feel like they're mental health and black men, period, are very important. And that's why I said I'm gonna get to y'all in the opinions. It just ain't gonna be right now.
Make sure you, do your thing first. Now, let's talk about mental health. How important is mental health? You wanted to get back onto that subject, so let's hit it.
Like I said, mental health is really important, and that's one of the biggest things that made me be like, okay, Simone, you about to do this art for real, or what are you about to do? Because I was in this dark space where, like I was at A&T, but the reason I was staying is because I wasn't really, just to be honest, I wasn't really taking that shit serious. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to finish my degree, but I really still don't want to do this shit. So during that mental health journey, I was testing myself, and I was also secluded in a lot of times by myself where I just had to deal with things because you don't always want to put all your emotions on people.
Yeah.
For one, I'm a female. For one, I'm a black female. So that's a lot of emotions to just throw out on somebody. That's a lot of trauma. That's a lot of different things to have to go through. But I feel like now mental health is really important. Just because, it's important to acknowledge if you are having problems with your mental health. Don't try to hide it or just be like everything is okay. Because I was in this place where I was like severely depressed. And I didn't, it was like a few days I didn't leave the room or nothing. I just wanted it to be dark. You know what I'm saying? But after I came out that point, I was like, okay, I can't just say, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? You're here. Life is real. Like I told my therapist, connecting my body to what's really going on sometimes is, really hard. But that's where I feel connected when I'm painting. I really feel like I'm grounded on earth. But like I said, that last piece with the hands, when I was going through that one was really hard for me because I couldn't sleep, and that's why if you look at that piece and you zoom in, she has tears which form the blue blanket that's at the bottom. And so when I had sleep anxiety, I literally couldn't sleep because I was I was just having these different dreams that were they weren't necessarily negative or positive, but they were not allowing me to sleep, and it was kind of just making me really sad. And I didn't know what to do with those emotions. And then I started going to therapy, and my therapist has been helping me, just be confident with my art and then using it the right way. And so I even got to do a women's mental health seminar where I actually brought that piece right there. Yeah, so I love that my art can connect with people because sometimes I can't connect with people.
I feel you on that. And I feel like in a lot of us need therapy, but we just won't. Yeah. I mean, professional help. I mean, talking to your friends and stuff is cool, but
no,
it's not.
It's okay, but one thing I had to learn is even my best friend that I just told you about. I would go to her so much. She was like, Simone, okay, because she started going to therapy before me, and we would talk about it. I'd be like, and this was only 2 or 3 years ago. And I'll be like, no, I'm not going to therapy, friend. I'm about to just talk to you. But it got to the point where she was like I would have to call her every other day with something because I was dealing with somebody during the time, and it was just a lot going on. And she was like, no, friend, you have to go. You cannot call me no more about this. You need to go to therapy.
And that shit, it really works.
No, that shit fucking works. I just got off the phone with my therapist before I came in here, actually. And she was I told her, I was like, I'm about to go do this podcast for my art. She was like, that's so amazing. Because she's literally seen my growth. Since 2 years ago, she's literally seen me be in this depressive state, not doing any art, to now doing my art. And she was even today, she was like, girl, you keep telling me you got all this stuff going on. I'm like, yeah, because she really helped me and pushed me. She's the one that let me do the seminar and stuff like that. So just having intentional people around you that push you to go to therapy and also tell you when you're on bullshit, tell you when, because I'm going to therapy now, but I still got somebody that's on my ass about, changing these behaviors. And I feel like that's still really important to understand, is that when you go through therapy, you are not going to be a fixed person in a couple of months, but that does not mean don't go at all. You know what I'm saying? And also take chances with your different therapists. I got lucky on the first try, but everybody doesn't get lucky on the first try. So
I might have to look into that. They gonna have me in there.
Nah, for real.
For real?
Dead
God
ass.
damn.
Nah, dead ass.
Talk about my childhood trauma. God damn. I used to get my ass whooped a lot as a kid. I feel like that.
That's real.
Damn, I can't believe I just said that on here.
Shit, we black. Everybody know that shit.
So I wasn't the only person getting my ass
no. I had to tell her I used to get my ass whooped. But, learning stuff about that transfers into our partnerships, when we find our partner, when we build our own family. So it's important that if you do get a therapist, like, it's okay to cry and shit. Ain't nobody's judging. You don't even know that person for them to judge you. Like, who the fuck are they to judge? So it's like, get all that shit out. And especially for black men, I feel like it's important to at least open the idea to going to therapy. Because first, you have to get through that space. Like, because I said, even I was in that space. I said, I'm not going to no fucking therapy. And that was for like a year. I said that. I didn't believe in that shit. Like, I didn't believe in it at all. That's why I had to call my best friend. But, you know, we don't want to overwhelm people in our lives when we have real problems that need to be dealt with by a professional that went to school and that really knows what they're talking about.
For sure. For sure. For sure. Now, what do you got coming up, Simone?
Ooh, okay. I like that question. I got a lot coming up, I think, actually, now that I think about it. Well, I am going to be doing, I haven't told nobody, but I'm going to be doing a solo show at the end of this year, which I'll be revealing more on my Instagram and stuff like that. I'm also going to be doing more of the curating, which is like setting up shows. And with my curating, I make them really interactive. So scavenger hunts, live painting, and things like that.
I told you I'm pulling up on the paint, so I can't wait. I ain't never painted before, though. I've never painted.
Yeah.
Like what kind of paint is that? Like, nah, seriously, because I know it's different types of.
Yeah, it is.
You got expensive paint. You got the little paint, the Crayola paint.
Yeah.
What kind of paint is that?
That's oil paint. I think it's called Winsor & Newton, but there's like different brands and stuff like that, which is actually, like, that's a great question because a lot of artists don't even know what type of paint and stuff to use, especially when they're starting out. But yeah, that's just Winsor & Newton oil paint. But like when I get on my podcast, I'm gonna get like real specific with that stuff because that's just information I didn't get unless I like went to school for the year or two.
That'll be so. I've yet to see like somebody that do art do a podcast. That shit gonna go. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna stay on your ass. I'm gonna be where the podcast at. You gonna make me goddamn. Hey, I'm gonna bring this to you. Hey, let's get to it.
Nah, for real. But I feel like that's really important for me because our education, like not even with the kids, but like with adults and stuff like that. That's part of our education is teaching other artists how to provide for themselves. Because like I told you, I was just figuring this shit out. So, like I'll go on YouTube occasionally, but it was really all just from having fun and then not having the tools that I actually needed.
Okay.
So working your way around that. And I just feel like, you know, like I said on that podcast, it's important how to know how to live as an artist because I'm not a full-time artist. Like I still go to work. So,
you will be soon. We're gonna speak that affirmation.
You
will be soon.
I will be soon. I'm gonna speak that into existence. But I've been doing this like consistently since 2017. Like I've always been an artist my whole life. But just think that's over 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
You know, so I just want to be real and raw and honest on that podcast and just, you know, be like, you know, you might not take as long as me because I was bullshitting along the way, but I definitely want to be that platform that's able for people to, like, you know, express how they really feel, express what space they are in their lives, and then also get real specific information. Not just like go to Michael's and go pick up some shit. Like, no, I want to tell you which paint to get, what brushes to get, how to mix the colors, how to get this tone, how to do those certain things, how to seal it. And yeah, I want to really work with more artists specifically. I'm working on artist management.
That's gonna be dope as heck. I can see it already, bro. That's gonna be so dope. You gonna have me subscribe to your YouTube.
Yes, first subscriber. That's lit as fuck.
Now,
I'm excited.
I'm coming towards the end of the interview.
Yeah.
Is it anybody that like through your journey of painting that like helped you out, like, because you said you went out on a whim and you had to figure really everything out on your own. Was it anybody that kind of like swooped in and helped you a tad bit or let you know a little bit about this, a little bit about that?
Yeah. I'll never say nobody ever helped me with anything because that's just not possible. Mm-hmm. I would say for one, my mom just giving me all her, you know, random supplies that she has. And then also, you know, the teachers when I went to, because I went to Central Piedmont to get my associates in visual arts. So those teachers there are, like, really great in helping you. Because when I went in there, I told them, like, I'm not trying to go to school after this. Like, the reason I'm here is so I can get into shows and, so I can start being a full-time artist. Like, I'm not here to transfer to shit. Like, this is it. You know, so those teachers there, and then also my friends, like maybe they didn't give me physical supplies, but even them believing that I've always been an artist has something that's made me believe that. Because sometimes, you know, it's not like I forget, but it's like I'm an artist. Who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for your friends to like really point out that like, no, you do art for real.
Like,
You know?
I'm telling you how I came upon. Like, whenever, like, when I post stuff, I go through the likes and I look at. I damn near will go through every person and look. And when I hit you, I was like, "Oh, duh!" I hit your DM immediately. I say, "She do art? I gotta have her in here because I done got kind of y'all rappers are kind of dangerous, bro. I needed some. This feel like a breath of fresh air. This is, whoo, yeah, just stop.
Okay. Okay.
I don't even know if I said that shit.
Hell no, it's not my state, my boy. And I was gonna let it ride till you said that.
You agreed with the shit.
I was like, okay.
Poor little ting ting.
I was gonna let him have it, y'all. I was gonna let him have it.
Okay, if you had any words of advice for an artist, for somebody that's trying to get into art in your field, what would you tell them?
I don't know. Let me think.
Nah, just stop.
That's the new word.
Yeah, y'all, it's not just stop.
Facts. In the words of.
G-Rich. You gonna not just start that thing.
I think the biggest advice I would say, I know that sounds basic, believe in yourself, but I mean, honestly, believing in myself was kind of the only thing that pushed me forward. Even when I didn't think I was a great artist visually, believing in yourself enough that this is what you want to do will make you work on that craft enough for you to give a fuck about it enough to move past all that hard shit and be like, I'm going to do this shit regardless. Because whether art is difficult for me or I'm not making no money off of it or anything, like, I'm still going to do it. And then also, like, block out all that other noise. Like, don't listen to people if they tell you you're doing too much. Like, I'm a curator. I'm do education.
Photos.
Photography. Like, I do set design. I do backdrops. I work with musicians and stuff like that. And so it's like, don't be so random, but then also, like, don't limit yourself either. Work with all the mediums. And definitely, my biggest thing is experiment. Please experiment, because because originally I was just an illustrator, so I just did drawings, and I never believed that I could do oil paintings, but this is something I really love to do now. So definitely experiment, and have fun with that shit. You're an artist. Don't take that shit serious.
For real. Now, if somebody want to get in contact with you, get a painting, or what's your handles in your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, all of that stuff?
So my Instagram is Simone. It's SIMOONNEE 2 underscores. And then also my business page, my conglomerate community outreach page is So Art Beauty Creators. Under that, we do curation, we do art education, we do murals and things like that. In the future, I would like to have a school, which will also be under that. Also, my gallery, as far as collections and things like that, artist management, that will all be under one umbrella.
You not on TikTok?
No, I don't have a little TikTok.
They will love you. The same videos you be posting on Instagram will go viral on TikTok. I always say, because I feel like sometimes when people that they'll hate on you a little bit, but people that you don't know, like, cause of my Instagram ain't all that, but my TikTok,
it's going
34,000 likes, 5,000 followers. I don't know none of them people, so you definitely like that. I seen you do a video where you was like, you basically just showed us from point A to point Z of you. They'll go stupid for that. But it's a whole.
I would definitely get into it. It's crazy because one of my goals this year is to get brands and sponsorship deals, whether that be clothing, like furniture, Airbnbs and stuff like that. And that's really what I want to, like, if I do TikTok, it's going to be like business oriented type of vibes.
Listen here, my fiance, she orders wigs and shoes and stuff, and she'll do a little video showing the people the shoe. She got them sending her free New Balances, free Dunks, all type of stuff, free pocketbooks.
Y'all better get on it.
Nails, lashes, the whole nine. So
get on it.
I'm telling you, that TikTok will do it.
Yeah, no, that's dope that she does that. That's definitely something.
I'm gonna show you her. Her room is dope. I'm so proud of it. And like you said earlier, like, I feel like black women are put on the back burner, but to be honest, I wouldn't have this podcast or none of this shit if it wasn't for my old lady, because she pushed me hard as hell.
And if he call her his old lady,
hey,
that's how you know it's real.
I told somebody, if you hear somebody call their woman their old lady, they'll kill you behind that woman.
Okay, I know that's right.
Welcome
girl.
to North Carolina.
Hello. I I know that's right.
Well, shoot, man, I appreciate you coming through, and
Thank you.
I ain't been this excited about it. It don't even feel like. I mean, we did an hour. It don't even feel.
What? It's been an hour already.
56 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's crazy.
It just felt like conversation. I swear it.
Well, we gotta do this again. You gotta
Man,
come on my podcast.
You already what? I'm gonna zoom over there, and I'm gonna have some art for you.
Hello, yay! All right, I like that. Okay, knife in a paint. Okay.
Heck yeah. All right, well, this is the wrap up. Hey, thank y'all for watching the G Rich Show. I'm here with Simone, the artist.
Yes.
Y'all
thank
go
you
follow
guys.
her on Instagram. Y'all know what it is. Thank y'all for watching.
Thank you. Peace.